Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to your 2022 annual spread with your girl Claudia Valhisa, the soul coach, Reiki master teacher of your dreams. Hi, Naida, how are you? Welcome. Yay. Tell me how you're feeling as you come in. Tell me where you are, how you're doing, if you're feeling the solar eclipse energy right now that has been really rampant. Last night was really good, our circle. I literally I have these press-ons on, and my index finger popped off, so I just glued it back on and it's not trying to stay on. So I'm like, excuse my looking down at trying to get it to stay. How are you feeling? So, hello, as you come in, tell me hi. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. I have been looking forward to this for a few weeks now. That's why I'm so hyped. I was like, yeah, we're getting ready for 2022 now. Like, now. I got a planner last week. I did my personal annual spread, and I'm ready to add in the collective, what's going to happen. I did want to give some briefings in regards to where we are right now. So this month's card is the shadow card. So if you've been feeling triggered, if you've been feeling especially bothered and people are annoying you, it all is part of the energy of this month because we're being challenged to really do some inner work. It's all your signals to really go within. I hope it stays. It's like the prettiest one right now, and I feel like it's the one finger that's going to show up the most in this video. So welcome to all my members of Amor Heals. I am super excited. Next year, 2022 is collectively, the numerology about it is collectively a number 6 year. So this year has been a collective 5 year. There's been a lot of changes, transitions, transformation. And next year, we're heading into harmony. We're heading into balance. We're heading into love. And it's about connections. It's about friendship. Where these past 2 years, we've been a little isolated from the people that we love. We've been in our own worlds. Next year is really going to push us a little bit more closer to really call in your soul tribes, call in your soul family, and realign those lines for your expansion and growth. So that's, I feel, the overall overarching theme for 2022, as the 6 number is ruled by Venus. Venus is love energy. There's a lot of partnership coming to be. If you've been wanting a romantic entanglement, next year is looking really good for all that. 2022 is looking amazing for connections. So last night and this morning, so at like 2:45 a.m. here on the I got a call. I knew my mom was gonna call me, and everything told me call her because she's gonna call you while you're live. And I still didn't do it. So, breathing. So, what do I tell you? Where was I? Okay, there was a solar eclipse in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the philosopher. Sagittarius is spiritual and high wisdom. A lot of information and thoughts. It's been very mental in terms of really figuring out the shifts that we need to make in our individual lives. And it's heralding the mark of a new cycle for 9 years, and one of which we are aligning to a new belief system. So, a new belief system. And as part of what I'm doing, what I'm dedicating myself to through Amor Personified and the energetics and the healing work is empowerment. And right now, I am heralding and calling in awareness of self, and real brutal honesty. So, like, even as I was getting prepared to come live and I was doing some reflection on myself, I came through to some truths that are hard to admit for myself, are hard to speak out, to say. But I feel for me individually, for me as a person, I need to speak or write out my truths and my the things that I want to release. It's like I have to bring them up to air in order for them to let them go. So there's things that even mentally I hadn't allowed myself to think that just occurred to me today, and I was just like, that's intense. So how this is gonna go, I'm going to ask us to take a breath. Then I'm going to pull out 12 cards. So starting with January 2022, all going into December of 2022. A card fell out, and it's not counting. I'm going to pop it back in, but I want to show you because I like to show you first. It says love begins. What did I just tell y'all? 2022 is all about love. It's all about love. So, I think that's a good omen. That's a good omen for good things to come. So, this video will be up and available for you to take notes if you would like. My planner is on the other side of the table, but as soon as I get off live, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my planner and I'm going to write every month the heading for the month, starting with January all the way to December. And that's what I recommend people do, because it starts giving you some guidance. It starts giving you some connection and understanding of kind of how these themes start playing out. Once you just have that awareness, and this is what readings do. This is what forecasting does. It starts building awareness. Like I said, Amor Personified is highly focused on empowerment of human beings. And as our focus is on empowerment, the first step is awareness. And we can deepen our level of awareness ongoing in our journeys. So, take a deep breath with me. I'm breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And allow for this to be a reading based off of our collective energies and bringing in the knowledge and awareness that we need for 2022. All right, and we're ready. We're ready. Okay. So, should I? Okay, I will. I'm like, I want to be surprised. So, I'm going to put them face down. And I'll put them face down. And then I'll flip them one by one. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Hold on, I might have done this wrong. Okay, this is December. So let me just put this crystal on top of December so that I remember. The way that I did my circle is a little interesting, huh, Kimon? Perfect. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Let's see. So, January 2022, our monthly guidance for January 2022 is authority. This is the 4 card. The 4 card is so interesting. Off the top, the authority card, the 4 card, this is a major arcana card, and in the traditional tarot, this is the Emperor. The Emperor represents like this masculine energy of structure, but it also it's ruled by Aries, interestingly enough. The 4 is foundations, it's home. So the number 4 is like, if you think of astrology, the 4th house is Cancer. So off the top in January, I'm seeing foundations and structure is being called in. Authority feels like decisions are reached and made. And I find it really interesting how this card is portrayed across so many different decks. So in this particular card, it looks very rigid to me, and I feel like the Emperor is not that rigid in other representations, but it feels very stable. I feel like it's a very stable energy that's coming in. A lot of us maybe are wanting more structure, are wanting to feel more secure and safe, and I feel like that energy is coming through in January of 2022. Fudge. Okay. So, February, we have another 4 card. Look at this. Firm foundation. So, February, we have this mountain. The mountain is always a symbol of transformation, illumination, and wisdom and strength. And you have this red. This is a red card. I feel like this is the physical, literally physical foundation. Grounding is needed. Another 4 card, so I'm starting to really feel like next year's a lot about emphasis on your home. What does home look like? What does home feel like? How are things in your immediate environment? Where are you surrounding yourself in? What is lighting you up? What is pulling you in which direction? I do also want to mention, I don't have the particular degrees, but in January, Mercury is going to head into retrograde. Mercury is heading into retrograde in January of 2022. And all the Mercury retrogrades, let me just mention that here. All the Mercury retrogrades we have next year, we have 4 of them. Like, we're literally starting January, and then at the very end of the year is our final Mercury retrograde. With Mercury going into retrograde next year, it's the signaling of it's shifting from air to earth. So, in January, it's going to start retrograde in Aquarius, and then it's going to slide into Capricorn. So there's going to be this shifting around air and earth. Air and earth. Earth being our physical location, our physical home, and also direct correlation with our physical bodies. So when I see this, and I see this firm foundation in February, I feel like January is decision making in terms of your home and stability and foundations, and February is the actual laying the physical work towards this foundation. Exercise, I'm seeing taking care of our physical temples, taking care of our physical homes, in a loving, beautiful manner. The color red is your root, is your foundation. March. January, February, March, we have a 2. So 2 we have is the waiting game. The purple is like it's a spiritual card, and the waiting game feels like the seeds that were planted in January. Now it's time to have patience, and it's time to allow the world to do its thing, the universe to make its rounds. You have this hourglass, you have this tree of life growing in this glass encasement. This is really powerful. I feel like spring comes in March, and so we're waiting to literally see bloomings happening. This is a time for us to really figure out how we can be patient, right? And I say that because I have struggled to develop my patience and tolerance, and I've also understood that patience and developing patience is about also realizing that it comes from a trust place. So if you're trusting, then you know things are going to work out. But if you are lacking trust, then you're also lacking patience, because it's like you want to do things to force an outcome, force a change. So in March, you just have to be mindful that things are happening beyond what the eye can see. April, the best month. Okay. April, we have a 6 card. We have memories of love. We have, this feels very sentimental, very much, very sad. It feels sad to me. I feel like maybe in April, we're actually going to be emotionally purging with the occurrences in April. The 6 is that love, that harmony. This card has this energy of allowing and releasing. So with spring, with April, with I think Easter is in April, we're releasing, we're letting go, we're honoring, we are taking a breath and a moment to honor. All right, April. May. So May, we have a 20. We have the truth. May being the 5th month of a 6th year. Interestingly enough, this is the first half of the year. We haven't hit June yet. Let me wait to make this observation. But the truth card, it's a major arcana card. I feel like it's a powerful time, and things are going to be revealed in May that hadn't been revealed before. I think, I don't have my planner on me right now, but I think in May is that we have an eclipse. It's either May or June. But the truth will set you free. But first, it'll piss you off. So, get ready. Some things are going to be declared and shown. The universe is ready to speak. And this 20 card is a 2 card. So I also feel like it has to do with partnership. Interestingly enough. June. I don't know why I keep doubting myself. So June, we have this patience and planning. So that patience that we are called to tap into in February, we're going to really have to exercise in June. Now, I just want to say how this is June, mid 2022. January of 2022, you see the similarities here? You see the pillars, and then there's pillars here. The duality, the stability. There's some structural changes. And in June, I feel like it's when we're actually building on those. So that's that planning part. And the patience is definitely something that we've had to. Now, Up until the 7 card, all of our cards were even numbers, and we have like a 2-4-6 thing going. Okay. July seems very powerfully, it's a 3, recognition and reward. July feels like a party. Celebration is happening. Union is happening. 3 is very creative flow, creative energy. The 3 around this card is very physical. So an actual celebration. That feels kind of relieving. That feels kind of like, ooh, you can breathe a little bit. August, we have a 10 card. We have the Destiny card. So, the Destiny card is a major arcana card, number 10. I believe this is the Wheel of Fortune in the traditional tarot, which is saying that everything is as it should be. Everything will be, there's an alignment being reached with the heart. The green is, to me, that heart chakra work, and the Destiny feels like anything can happen. Anything can happen. We've been kind of being led up to the moment where life takes a turn for us. All right. July. August. We have spiritual strength in August. We have a 9 card. Now, I feel like this card feels heavy. Spiritual strength, anytime I see spiritual healing, it's code for difficult, terrifying, hard, and something that is surmountable, because at this point, like, we gotta look things in the eye and just be like, yeah, and this too shall pass. So I feel like August is gonna give us something to test our strength, and going to find out whether we have been strengthening, whether you've been doing the work. I feel like you're going to be tested in August. Okay, you ready? September. I'm laughing because we got patience in September. So this is the 3rd patience card that we've received. So if that's a whole message, that's a whole message. 14:5, you see this human is holding a seed. The seed is literally blooming. Do you see it? Into this beautiful lily. I love lilies. It's a stargazer lily. The phases of the moon are representative of time passing. And obviously, it's that understanding that changes are happening, shifts are coming, and we have to develop trust that everything is working for us. Everything is working in your favor. Everything's going to work out. Things are going to be fine. So, October... Passion ignited. This feels sexy to me. So October, we're talking Halloween, we're talking highly spiritual time. October really, I feel like, is like the spiritual end of the year, and anything after October is already kind of really pulling towards what's coming up. So in October, hot and heavy, understanding, feeling turned on, feeling lit up, feeling inspired, feeling like everything is everything. I am ready. I'm ready. This one energy, this leadership energy. Hold on. Did I say it? I didn't. I think I messed up already. That was November. That was November. October is patience. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that was November. So in October, we're being called to have patience. I hope I said that right. All right, I have a clear quartz. This little pointer came to me last week, and we've become best friends. Oh my gosh, December. I'm gonna cry. Fulfillment of wishes, December 2022. You see this wise person in front of a treasure chest. The treasure chest is open, and there is gold. There is all this liquid emotion. It's a green card. It's spiritual. It's love. It's love energy embodied. Fulfillment and wishes. It's a number 9 card. So it's a full cycle. And I find it really funny because this December is shadow and next December is fulfillment of wishes. So I feel like really that November passion, that November understanding that all the waiting and the strength development is because, if you notice, this is a 10 card. And this is July. From July to November. Do you see the similarities here? Do you see how this grows into this? The biggest takeaways for me is that we got all the patience cards, and it feels like what's ominous, what's blatant. March, May, and October. March, May, and October. Are all literally saying be patient. 3 different points of the year. A 6th year that's about love connection. A lot of this seems like there will be a lot of unions of twin flame soulmates. There will be a lot of engagements. There will be a lot of weddings. Y'all, I'm getting married to myself. Look at my ring. So I'm getting married because I am honoring the union of my masculine and feminine energy and honoring myself, but also, okay, that makes sense. When I'm looking at, this is my personal business. When I'm looking at doing my wedding for myself, the card is Memories of Love, which makes a lot of sense because I feel like the one thing that I've been talking about a lot lately is the fact that for me, I thought love was about giving myself away to others and pouring myself into everyone else. And that is my shift. That is my story that's ended. And the new story that is beginning is honoring that self-love first and foremost, and understanding how important it is to prioritize me, how important it is to prioritize self on this journey, on this path. And I feel like I want to impart that message to you. Like, how can you be your best self? How can you honor who you are on a consistent basis and understand and bring in that love? Because first comes that love, and then out of that love, everything else blooms. First comes that responsibility to self, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. And the biggest indication of where you are in that department oftentimes is how you're feeling on a consistent basis and how the people around you are being treated by you. So if you start taking a moment to be really honest about who you are when nobody's watching, about how you talk to yourself and how you treat other humans. And the biggest, everything is like the biggest to me. Everything's like, this is the most important thing. The most important thing, this is how I talk to my kids all the time. I'm like, if you learn one thing from me, This is the thing. I've said that about quite a few things already. But this part here, is gold. This is the gold. Are you ready to Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Pay close attention. Do you know it's a power move to get quieter when you're saying to say the most important thing? Because people start paying more attention. Okay. The most important thing in my message that I'm going to carry through next year, strong and heavy, is that we are meant for love. We are loving beings. And kindness is free. The one thing that a lot of us fail to understand, realize, and listen to is that kindness starts with oneself. And the one thing that I want my children to carry away is do not cause harm. And when I mention that, and I've said that to them, like, when I say don't cause harm, I also mean don't cause harm to yourself. So if there are things, habits, ways that you are coping with this life that are in fact harming yourself, you have to start understanding that that is what needs healing first and foremost. It is not your relationship with other people. It is not what other people are doing to you. It is not what the government is doing. It's not what society is doing. It's not your mother. It's not your partner. It's not your child. What is preventing you from growth most of the time is yourself. All the time, actually, it's yourself. 100% of the time, it's yourself. And a lot of the things that we do to cope with this world are harmful. Now, how do we not harm? With moderation, right? Like, I'm all about doing the fun things and the pleasure things, but moderation is the key. And if you find yourself needing or wanting something on a daily basis, if there's something that you cannot go a day without, if there is something that your day doesn't feel good unless you do it, then that's where you start feeling about where you can bring that part in balance and what that part is doing for you, what you are using this to cover. So reflect on that. I asked you, especially this month, clear up, start doing this work, this inner work. That's where it fucking starts. Stop self-harming, because I guarantee you that you think sometimes, this is all personal speak, that you're doing the best you can, which I guarantee you probably are. But we think that when we are helping other people, it kind of clears some kind of karmic debt for us on a higher level. But the reality is that if you're not being kind to yourself, everything that you're doing is coming from a tainted seed, and that tainted seed is growing. And so if we want to eradicate actual harm from the world, if we want to empower human beings, it starts with yourself, and it starts really being honest about what the fuck are you doing to hold yourself back. Just being honest first. Just allowing yourself to really be like, okay, this is what I am doing, right? This is what I am doing. This is how I'm avoiding being here. Because most of the time, what we do to self-harm is just to keep us from facing our reality. And the reality is that the more that we stay in this reality, the more that we realize that everything is okay in this present moment, and that you're safe, and that you're good, and that everything is going to be fine. Okay, let me check. I feel like I've been going, This is me celebrating because I feel like I'd be like short and to the point. Let me show y'all some of the crystals. So for next year, I really feel like I'm going to be leaning a lot on this black tourmaline with crystal cola. This crystal is really good. I'm so grateful to my former partner that gifted me this beautiful crystal and a lot of the crystals that I own. But this one in particular is protection for empaths. And I feel like as an empath and as really, really, really bringing in this energy, understanding the power of being an empath. And you get to that point. At first, you know, we go through the stages of grief when we find out things about ourselves. This crystal helps with communication, empowerment, grounding, confidence. It releases self-doubt and anxiety. And I brought it out because I'm like, talking about the future sometimes causes anxiety, as it should in a sense, because we're leaving this current moment to focus on something that hasn't happened yet. So a lot of us tend to lean on staying stuck and thinking about past moments, or some of us live in the future completely. Sometimes I'm going to be guilty of that. I often spend a lot of time in the future. So I feel like my future looks beautiful because that's where I spend my time. No, next year, what I'm seeing, we need to do a lot of grounding. We need to do a lot of connection. We need to do a lot of honoring of the earth. We need to do a lot of real honesty and opening. We need to lay the foundation and the groundwork for our home. We have to start being honest with ourselves. Be honest about where you are physically, how your body's doing, how your body's talking to you, where your health is at. What are the little indications in your physical being that are telling you, are crying out to you, help me? Start there. Take this month, this final month, to start just being honest about where you are right now. And that will bring about all the beauty that we're looking at for 2022. There's a lot of beauty. Venus is that beauty, that goddess energy, that feminine. We are being aligned and put more, push more into that aligning with the feminine energy. And that goes for all of us on a whole. It's a blooming of creativity, and it's a blooming of pleasure and allowing. And it's a lot of working on our masculine energy, building those structures and foundations. But yes, as the year progresses, we're gonna be put into that flow. Dembo. So, with a lot of love in my heart, I send you off. I will let you know that I have been going through a lot in my life. And I guess I'm laughing because I'm like, I was trying to cut this off. Hold on. Okay. I have had a lot of things happen in my life. As you all might know, if you're following me, if you've been along for my ride, my journey, it's been a lot. And there's a lot that I've kept close to my chest that I haven't really talked about, and probably will at some point. I feel like I'm destined to just talk about all my shit because that's how I flow and process. I've been understanding more and more that I am to lead with energy healing, and I'm about to embark a new path here very soon. So a lot of the services that I've been offering at more accessible rates, I am going to be weaning them out, and I'm going to strictly focus on energy work and teaching. I have amazing programs right now that I am offering, and I am raising all my prices. So, yeah, I feel good to say. It's like I was holding my breath, but then I'm raising all my prices because I love myself, and I have invested, even when I had nothing to invest, in my self-growth, in my development. I've invested in coaches, I've invested in programs, and I still will, and I still am. And it's been really instrumental for me. Now, there's like this whole debate in the spiritual community that's constant and ongoing about like how these things shouldn't cost and whatnot. But I'm not even gonna get into the ridiculousness behind those things. I'm not, because I feel like y'all gotta understand that to get to where I am, it took fucking a lot. And you don't have to go through all that. If you learn through me, if you get into connection with me, you don't have to. You don't have to go through a lot of what I went through. A lot of people are out here walking around with their untreated trauma and honestly not taking real accountability for themselves. I've been writing about this on my personal page, and I have more to write because I feel like I have to call it out. I was one of these human beings. I've gone through a lot of fucking trauma from childhood ongoing it took me this long, but it really took me actually taking a freaking look and being like, hey. And I've received guidance to get to the point that I am. And I'm offering guidance. I'm offering guidance for those who are wanting guidance, for those who are at a point where they understand. You understand. There's a point that you get to that you understand that all the things that you thought you needed and wanted don't make you feel anything. All the things that you thought you wanted and needed don't make you feel anything. You get to that point and you don't know what the fuck to do. You get to that point you don't understand. You still don't fucking get it. Come see me. Come see me. I feel like I have embodied so much that there are very quick shifts that can happen just from one conversation with me. And in order to reap the benefits of that, you have to be willing to make an investment in yourself. You are going to have to be willing to choose yourself. You're going to have to be willing to reach the point of understanding that it's okay to ask for help. And once you are ready to receive, then you shall. All right. A lot of things just kind of flowed out of me. I have this Mercury was retrograde when I was born, and communication in my human design, my communication is supposed to inspire. I have like the inspiration channel, and I feel like my Mercury was in retrograde. I've often questioned myself on whether I make sense when I speak. Often. And I feel like because I question myself so much about making sense when I speak is why I was very quiet most of my life. As a child, I was very quiet. As a young adult, and even later on in adulthood, I've been very quiet, very much allowed people to talk over me, and suffered through advocating for myself in a lot of different ways. I just got a text from Sensei that says, curiosity paves the way for personal enlightenment. And that it does. So I was about to, like, I just made a face where I was about to be like, I don't know if I just made any sense with the things I said. I don't plan my lives. I just come on and talk off the cuff, and I hope it makes sense. I realized watching a lot of my mentors and studying that a lot of people, and honestly say the truth, like, just being yourself is it. And this is who I am. I do question myself a lot. I am consistently questioning myself. I am obsessed with growth. So I am going to continuously question myself. I have realized so much, and I have so much to talk about and so much to share, and I'm continuously wanting to do that. So I'm going to be showing up live more, I believe, in my Amor Personified page on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, follow me on Amor Personified. I might get a little quieter, or I'll just share my content from Instagram on this page. But I am around, mostly going to be on Instagram. Mostly going to be on Instagram. I will pin to the top of Amor Heals the ways that you can reach and contact me, because I love y'all, but I haven't been getting a lot back from this community in terms of your energy and participation. And so until you're able to interact with my content here, I'm going to take a little bit of a pause on coming through live. I'll probably be doing recordings for my Amor Seeds, and I'll post it on YouTube and share it directly. So if you want to be more in touch with me, you can join Amor Seeds. The link is in the group. You can search it. It's a Buy Me a Coffee membership. I send out a weekly blog on chakra alignment. Anybody that's in my Amor Seeds or that supports Amor Personified by donating or buying me a coffee, I immediately add you into my Reiki container. So I send out Reiki on a daily basis. Excuse me. And yeah, that's available to you. That's a way to get in contact and stay in contact. And there will be more offerings through that specific channel. But for the most part, I feel like I'm going to start more of an educational series and share more through Amor Personified, as that's going to start being my focus. I do have a group for my Reiki practitioners, which I still will be active on. It's my promise to my students to maintain a connection. And I feel like out of this connection is where the beauty grows. And that is part of forming a soul family. And if you're in part of this group because you got invited by me, somebody else invited you in, and you feel like there's a connection here with me, then stay connected, because there is. That's all it's a feeling. It's a feeling. A lot of this work is unexplainable. A lot of this work is beyond the mind. And you just have to have trust and faith. And again, that is our theme for next year, is having trust and faith and patience, and things are going to come through. There's going to be a lot of beauty. There's going to probably be a lot of tears, but it's all going to be worth it, and it's going to be amazing. And peace, love, and light to you. Bye. Oh, this video will be available. I'll post it. It's only going to be available in this group for a week. It'll be available for Amor Seeds for the year. So if you are wanting to have access, come through and join me on Amor Seeds, because it's popping over there. And my heart comes out of my chest in my writing. Like, literally, I feel like I said earlier, I keep this. Okay, it's fine. Listen, writing is the only way that I felt like I could connect, that I could actually come through and be myself. And speaking has been something that I've developed over the years. I've never been shy about public speaking. I've been on stages since I was in third grade. Acting, drama, those are things that I'm into, that I was into. I'm not into it as much. I'm more into acting like myself, being myself. Writing, expressing is what I'm into. But through Amor Seeds, I just I put my heart into my words. Like when you read it, it's transformational. If you understand energy, you understand that everything that you intake affects you. One way or another, you're being touched and changed and transformed. So any person that you are aligned with, any person that's in your world is consistently adding or depleting from you. I'm giving you all the tools. I'm giving you all the things. And here's the thing. I can give it all away for free and you will not understand it, but you pay for a session with me that hurts your pocket a little bit, because it will, because I'm expensive, and you'll understand. You'll understand it in a different way. I feel like I've learned so much. I would love to share, and I will continue sharing. I am not holding nothing back, and I don't hold back from my students. Any questions, and maybe I'll start doing Q&As. So if you have questions, post them on the group. Engage with me. Bring me here. I feel like I'm going to leave it to y'all. If y'all want me here, bring me out. Bring me out. Bring me out. If not, I'm going to be on IG, and you can catch me there. You can feel free to add me as a friend. And I'll be posting and sharing stuff to my regular page as well. And that is open. I allow and I accept all friends requests, unless you don't have a picture of yourself in the front, because I just think that's weird. Okay, bye. Bye for real this time. Okay. Bye.